In the past couple of videos that I've done talking about game development and what I've been working on, I mentioned that I canceled a game project that I was previously working on. I mentioned that I was working on a project, I was, making some progress on it, working on it for like a week or so, and then I was like, probably not the best idea to keep working on this. And so I was like, why not just show you basically like the canceled game project? Just kind of show you like the idea of what I was going for with it and why I canceled it, that kind of stuff. So yeah, let's jump right into it. We're now in the game here, and you can see there's a couple of things here. First off, up in the top corner, it says, "Where am I?" And you can click tab. And this is the basically mini quest system that I set up. And basically for the quest, "Where am I?" you have to look around for clues on how you got here. So basically there's like this alleyway, that's what this is supposed to represent, and you come over here. It was gonna be like, the kind of idea for it was all these there's gonna be like a whole bunch of buildings like all boarded up, you're not able to get into any of them, kind of like an abandoned place, and then right here there's just one entrance, and there's one big bright glowing neon sign that's like, "Come on in," and so it's like, that's where you're headed. So you walk on in here, and it's gonna like populate the shelves with like different things. This is gonna like represent a store, and right here you can see there's one item, and this is supposed to represent a special type of crystal, and we'll come back to that here in a second. But if you walk over here, there's also like supposed to be like a cashier. I'm not exactly sure what I was gonna do with this. You can't interact with them or anything. And then if you make your way around here, you can see, oh, we have a little code here, a little lock, and there's the door here, and in order to open the door you have to figure out what the combination is. And as you can see, if we look back at the quest tab, it says find the code to the door. So if we look around, we can see, oh, there's like some white letters on the wall here. We have C4, we have A4, okay, both fours, and then over here the last one is B2. So A4, B2, C4, boom, opens the door. It's also very important to note that one thing that I did with this that is actually really cool is I randomized it, so every single time that you are looking for the numbers, they're in the same spots and it's the same letter, but the number is different every time. Let's say an example, the number is 108. You can't just put in 108 every time. You actually have to figure out like what the code is, and these are just like the test locations. I was thinking of maybe switching it up between different locations and stuff like that. And now if you come in here, you can see investigate the room for clues is the next task. And you can see there's like this like little cubby, I guess you could say, and it looks like it's attached to this thing, which is supposed to represent a door. And if I go back in here and I grab this really interesting looking shiny item, it's supposed to represent the magical mystical crystal. You can kind of see my face is kind of blocking it, but you can see there's just a cube. You hold it, you can move around and look with it and stuff. You have it like you're holding it. Walk on in here, get up to the like holder here, and then press E to interact with it, and now it's connected to the door. And that's basically where I left off. The last thing I worked on before like calling it quits with this is like I was working on trying to get it to like change to the color of the crystal, and it was like the idea that I had was you put the crystal in to power up this door, and it turns out, oh, this ain't just a door, this is like a mystical like portal type of thing that will take you to like a different type of world. That was kind of like the idea that I had behind this. That is really it for this whole like little test game here. Like you just got like a street, a sign, middle of nowhere. I was gonna make it so it's like different, like boarded up like shops and stuff, and you come in here, complete the quest line, and then you go through the portal and like you get to a new area or like beat the game, whatever. But that's kind of like a cool idea that I had with it. The only downside though is that I didn't have really a clue at all as to like actual like gameplay for this. I didn't have any like weapons, shooting, anything like that, and I had absolutely no idea what I was gonna do in terms of story. Like I kind of had like a vague idea, like, oh, the crystal powers like the portal, and then the portal takes you to a different place, but it's like the quest is called Where Am I? And you're trying to figure out like why you're here, where is this place, that kind of thing. But I'm like, bro, I have no clue. That's when I decided yesterday or a couple days ago, whenever the video came out, to really sit down in the morning and just kind of like write out a story that I think could be really interesting and have a cool world behind it. And that's when I kind of decided like, okay, I'm gonna pass up on this, but I'll still take like ideas from this and just kind of recolor it in a way, or vary it slightly. So like I still like the idea where it's like you have the lock and you have to go search for the different numbers for the code, and then you unlock like a secret area and stuff like that. I love that kind of thing. I think it'd be really cool to like actually expand upon, and you know, I'm very happy with like how the little scene here is turning out, or had turned out. You know, very simple, not much color or anything, very prototype-ish, but you know, just trying to like see how it was gonna flow. And after like doing like a mini prototype of it not really being anything too great, I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna scrap it and actually try to like plan it out better. And so that's why I decided to cancel it, I guess you can say. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you think about this little project here. Like I said, probably not gonna be doing much more with this specifically, just because I have absolutely no clue where to take it, and it's like I can try to come up with a story for it, but I'm just like, I'd rather use the crystal idea with something else. And I actually do have something else, and you know, that's, if you've seen the previous video where I talk about writing a story for a game, you can see like what I'm doing like with the crystal, and I have kind of some cool ideas to go with that, and more of like world building and stuff like that. So yeah, that is really about it. I'd love to hear what you think about this whole idea, and you know, if you have any tips or advice for really kind of like planning projects out and like incorporating more story driven stuff into projects. I think what I'm doing now is like better, where I'm like focusing on like, okay, let's come up with like a nice gameplay loop, focus on the gameplay first, and then bring the story into it afterwards. But you can't really get people to play through a story if they're not having fun with the game at all. So you want to make the game fun and stuff like that. So it's like, I think that's the better approach to take, and what I should have done before. That's kind of the lesson that I'm learning here. But I feel like there's a lot that I can take from this and kind of like reuse or revamp in a new way for the story that I have more of an idea for. Let me know what you think down below, and while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe as well right now, because you don't want to miss out on future daily videos like I have been doing. And with all of that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.